Hey everybody, my name is Jim Johnson. I am the line editor for the Star Trek Adventures role-playing game published by Modiphius. And today I wanted to do an unboxing video and introduce you to the Star Trek Adventures starter box set, which just came out and is now available in stores and through distribution and available on modiphius.net. It's approximately $26 US and converted to whatever currency that is your currency. It's available worldwide. Shipping takes however long it takes, but again, it's available now. And I wanted to show you the contents and talk a little bit about it, and hope that it's interesting enough for you that you'll want to go out and grab it and play the game. So this is intended to be another entry point to the game, in addition to the or beyond the core rulebook, the quick starter that's available in PDF, and then there's also this starter set. So we'll just jump right into it. The artwork you can see is a very nice piece of a next-gen era crew encountering an alien planet with alien technology and stuff. This was one of the promotional pieces of art that we did early on in the game's life, and it also depicts a scene from the season finale of the Star Trek Adventures Living Campaign, which is a two-part living campaign. Part of it's set in the original series era, and the other part is set in Next Gen. So this scene is actually something that you might be able to play if you want. The Living Campaign is free. All the adventures are on Modiphius' website, modiphius.com/Star Trek. So you can find that anytime you want. So let's just jump into the box set. So this is a nice solid box set. Nice texture to the paper. Nice, very solid box. Probably sufficient if you wanted to carry it to your game sessions and put your character sheet and your dice and your miniatures and all that stuff in it. Very, very solid box, which I really appreciate. High quality products. So in the box itself, you've got a bunch of goodies here that I'm going to show you one at a time. First, there's a little bag of dice. This is 2d20, and these are standard d20s, nothing fancy here, except that they're a nice dark burgundy, and they all have standard typefaces. There's no fancy symbols or anything. There's the 20, and where's the 1? There's the 1. So nothing fancy here. Very straightforward. Very nice solid 2d20 dice. And then there are 4 challenge dice. These are D6s. Each face is either blank, or has the Starfleet Delta, or has a couple of effect icons. And these are very different, or not very different, but they are somewhat different from the challenge dice that are available that Q Workshop made, that are also available on Modiphius' website. And let me see if I can get these up on the camera. You can see how different they are in terms of the ones that Q Workshop made. Have like a star field in the background, and they're a little fancier to look at. I have one of my gamers is vision impaired and has a really hard time reading the typefaces on the Q Workshop dice. So when he saw these, he was really excited because these are so clean and so easy to read that he's really going to appreciate having these on the game table. Unfortunately, there's only 4 of these in the starter box set, where you get 6 of these with the dice pack, or 4 of them actually, I think, in the dice pack. But you have some options here. The fancy or the clean ones are only available through the starter set. I don't believe these are going to be made available separately, so you would have to grab a starter set to grab some of these really clean dice. But you get 4 of them in the box along with the 2d20. So wanted to show those to you. Put those over here. Let's see. Next up, we have 3 sheets of cardstock tokens. There are, let's see, 8, 10, 14 threat tokens. These are the red alert ones. Those are the threat tokens. And then you have 6 momentum tokens. These are 6 right here, the UFP symbol. And these are similar in great respect to the plastic tokens that are available separately. And you can see, like this is the red alert token. It's a nice solid plastic, kind of see-through. And there's also there's the Federation momentum token. Whatever you choose, the starter set comes with these. These are nice solid cardstock, like I said. It pops right out just like any other token set. And then you can just put it back in the store for later. Let's just put it back in there. So there's 1 sheet of those tokens. And there's a sheet of Starfleet player characters. You've got 11 options here. Many of these correspond to the sample characters that are provided in the box, and then there's some additional ones. And there's also a token for the Galaxy-class starship that features in the adventure in the box. So there's those tokens. And then you have 1 sheet of NPCs and adversaries. You've got a whole bunch of Romulans there on the top and on the bottom and on the side. 2 Klingons, and then 2 Romulan warbirds right there that you can use on the maps as well. So again, 3 sheets of tokens, very nice, very solid. I guess like a linen texture to it, you know. Yeah, so there's the tokens. All right, let's see what else we've got in this goodie box here. We have a condensed rule book. This is a 24-page rule book that gives you the essential rules that you need to play the campaign and to give you a sense of how the game is run. This is a cut-down version of the core book. Obviously, the core book itself is like 320 pages, 330 pages, something like that. The layout is the same as the core rule book, and most of our products, you'll see it's kind of a LCARS Next Generation era LCARS design that was used on Next Generation and DS9 and Voyager for the computer consoles and the computer screens, all that stuff on the ships. We echoed that design in here. And again, this is just a short condensed version of the rulebook. Everything that you need for the game is in here, or at least for the purposes of the starter set. And the idea is if you like the starter set and you enjoy it and you want to know more about the game and want to get into it, you would take this and you would move on to pick up the core rulebook and then all the other great products that we have available as well. So that is the starter booklet. And then we have a larger booklet, and this is a 3-part campaign titled A Star Beyond the Stars, written by a wonderful author named Marco Rafala. Marco has written a lot of content for the Star Trek Adventures role-playing game, and I've had the good fortune to edit a lot of his work and to develop some of it with him, and I've enjoyed that process very much. Again, 3-part campaign. You can see there's the 3 chapters there. It's kind of hard to see on the camera, but this is a 52-page booklet, so it's pretty thick, pretty solid. A lot of meat here, a lot of content. It's a good adventure, and the intention of this adventure was that as the game master and the players work their way through it, the adventure actually teaches you the rules of the game itself. So if you read the core, if you read the rule book and you're like, okay, how does this actually work in progress, and how does this actually work in practice? Play this adventure and take it step by step, and you'll just work your way through it, and it'll teach you the game. And that's really cool. So lots of artwork in here. There's the Oberth class vessel doing some stuff. Romulans. Just so anyway, again, there's some nice artwork in here. There's some more LCARS type goodies in there. A lot of content here. Also, I'm not going to show you the code, but on the back of the adventure book is a coupon for 10% off the Star Trek Adventures core rule book with the code. So I'm going to assume that this code is unique for every starter set. So I'm going to cover that code, just so you, because obviously if everyone watches the video and gets the code, one lucky person is going to get to use it, and then it's no good. So anyway, 10% off coupon on the back there. Nice solid rule book and nice solid campaign. Great long campaign. It should give you several sessions worth of adventuring. So do check that out. Next up, we have several character sheets. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, well, it's 5 character sheets plus a ship sheet. So you've got a sheet for the starship. This is the USS Magellan, Galaxy-class starship, similar to the Enterprise D. And you can see that's just got all the stats that you need, all the material that you need to have the ship on hand. And on the back of the ship sheet is a player aid for how to spend momentum during conflict. So there's some good information there. Let's see, and then we've got 5 player characters here. Let's see if I can come up with a good order to do these in. Okay, so I think the campaign assumes that your captain is an NPC, although when you actually play the game itself, you can have a captain player character or you can have a captain non-player character. It's up to you. Most of my Star Trek gaming experience has been as the captain, and I think it is a great opportunity for a player to be the captain, depending on personality and temperament and all that stuff. But anyway, so the first character is a first officer character holding a phaser rifle there. There's all the stats that you need for that character. And on the back is a reference sheet for the commanding officer, different things that the commanding officer can do during combat or during various task situations, whatever. So that's a good reference sheet for the first officer. Next, you've got a Chief of Security. This is an Andorian female. That looks pretty cool. Really nice artwork there. So there's character information for the Chief of Security. And on the back is a reference sheet for security, oversight, and tactical references. Things that the security officer or tactical officer can do as actions or tasks, that kind of stuff. So that's the Chief of Security. Next, we have a medical officer. Same idea there. Different stats for them, and then a combat reference on the back. Combat actions, minor actions, attacks and damage, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Let's see, and then we have a con officer actually piloting the ship, you can see, and there you go. And then on the back there is a helm and navigation reference sheet showing you the different things that the helm officer or navigation officer or con officer, whichever era you're playing in. Some good reference there. I don't recall if I mentioned it, but even though this game is largely has a TNG DS9 era look and feel, the game itself, the rules support any era of play. So if you're running an original series campaign or an Enterprise era campaign or Voyager or movie era, whatever era you are playing in Star Trek, the game rules will support it. So don't let the artwork fool you. It's not just the TNG era game. It's a little bit of everything. We have some TOS era products out there that have a different look and feel, and we hope to have more soon, probably, well, sometime next year, that are more TOS focused for those of you who can't look beyond the artwork and or don't look beyond the artwork and just assume that this is TNG era. It's actually covers all Star Trek. We just chose to go with the TNG DS9 era because that's arguably the currently more popular. Anyway, beyond the scope of this discussion here. So, and finally, we've got the Chief Engineer character sheet, and then there's a sensors and internal systems reference on the back of that. So you got character sheets plus reference sheets front and back, which is a nice use of paper and not wasting space. So it's not just a blank on the back. You got reference sheets and character sheets. Finally, you have two double-sided maps. These are nice, I guess, big fold-out maps, and these are different scenes and events that take place during the course of the mini campaign that are included, but you can repurpose them. Like there's a nice kind of a jungle-looking ruins map that you can use. And on the other side of that is looks like maybe a cargo bay with an alien in it, or it's been a while since I've read the campaign, so I don't exactly remember all the details, but that looks really cool. The colors look nice. And then on the back is a engine core. Looks like the engineering room on a Galaxy-class starship, plus some corridors and some other stuff here. Looks like some offices, some turbo lifts. Yeah, so some ship-type stuff there. And then there's a second map here. Let me pull that out. Let's see what's on here. We have... this is like more ship rooms. That looks like it might be a sick bay. Looks like a sick bay and a corridor with turbo lifts there, and then the sick bay right there. And then on the other side, you've got a map that looks like would be useful for space combat, representing the different zones. The combat system is somewhat abstract, where you have you have different ranges and different zones that you would be in. So that's probably intended for starship combat. And then this is it looks like another map of ground somewhere. Again, I need to reread the adventure module, but obviously these maps all relate to the adventure module. You can see that's map. Actually, it says it's map 3.4. So I'm sure that the campaign itself, informs you what map you need to be using. And here's map 3.4. Anyway, so two fold-out maps included in the box. 5 character sheets. 5 character sheets plus the ship reference sheet, so 6 sheets in total. Plus 6 reference sheets on the back. The mini campaign booklet, the rule booklet, tokens. 3 sheets of tokens, and the dice. So that is the starter set. It was a lot of fun to work on. I know we did a lot of work condensing the rules down to 24 pages from a 300 page. Here, let me show you the you know, taking this massive 300 and something page. You know what? No, it's bothering me. I gotta find out how much exactly it is. 370 page hardback, right? Condensing it down to 24 pages to give you just the essential rules that you need for the game, and then had great time working on the adventure with Marco. So finally, finally, this product is now available in stores and available online to purchase. I believe the adventure itself, like if you've already got the core rulebook and you just want the mini campaign is available as a PDF on drivethrurpg.net, drivethrurpg.com, and also the Modiphius website. So if you just want the PDF of the adventure, you can just buy that individually. All right, close the dice. There we go. So that is where's the cover? Here we go. So that is the starter set in total. So I hope you enjoyed this long rambling video about the box set and its contents. If you have any questions, contact me. I'm easy to find. I'm on Modiphius' forums, Facebook groups, Google+, Reddit, wherever you talk about Star Trek Adventures. I'm pretty sure I'm there somewhere. So reach out at any time with questions. I hope you, if you are interested in the game, I hope you check this out. I hope you pick it up and enjoy it. Have fun. Happy gaming, and live long and prosper. Happy holidays.